With AI tools getting better and better every day, I created this epic movie trailer that could rival the best of Hollywood. And I've done this using a laptop and completely free tools. You can check that video before or after this video. Stick around, and by the end of this video, you will know how to create your own blockbuster video without spending a dime. Keep in mind, everything I'm using in this video and every single link is in the description. Let's get started. I wanted to create an epic fantasy trailer because I love movies like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, and games like The Witcher and Elden Ring. Before I got started, I acknowledged AI videos' pros and cons so I could fully take advantage of their strengths while being aware of their weaknesses and doing my best to minimize them. The point of the trailer is to not tell the whole story, but just enough to make people interested in watching. With this knowledge in mind, I came up with a rough idea. I envisioned a king narrating the whole story of a world in peril, warriors assembling from across the world to fight this evil. This gave me a clear direction. The king would guide us through the trailer with his voice, setting the tone and building suspense. Once I locked my idea in place, I fed my idea into ChatGPT to get a better voiceover script for the king's narration. To give this narration a voice, I used 11 Labs, a free text-to-audio tool that only requires your Gmail account. I was able to choose one of their free voices and generate a good voiceover. It took me multiple tries, so make sure to experiment with the settings to get a good audio output.
Evil is like a flame.
As of this video, the best way to get epic AI video clips is by using image-to-video tools. To do that, I needed to generate some images. I used multiple free sites for image generations. For Ideogram AI, Leonardo AI, and CG Dream AI, you can use your Gmail account. But for Focus, however, you need to go to GitHub to download the files and install the app, or you can use it on your own browser. I ended up using in my own browser. You can do this by scrolling way down and click the collab button, then click the connect button to connect to your GPU. Next, click on the play button and select run anyway.
A few moments later.
Finally, use the provided link to launch the application. Once you're in Focus, the first thing I did was click on Advanced, change the resolution to something close to the 16:9 ratio, and select Hyper Realistic under the styles while keeping the other settings as it is. By the end, I generated over 160 images. More images means you have more great shots to choose from. Never disregard what AI generates. Even if an image looks off, it might still have elements you can use it elsewhere or refine it later. Prompt experimentation is also very important. I use keywords like cinematic, Elden Ring style, moody atmosphere, knight, Viking, and samurai, etc. etc. Experiment with these different prompts to get varied outputs. If you look at most trailers, they're all edited around one or two central music tracks. To do this, I needed to find some royalty-free music. I explored a site called Bensound.com where I chose 2 soundtracks. I gave creative credits and the link to the site is in the description. Since we are using free tools, I couldn't generate all my output images. So I assembled the music, and just like a puzzle, I selected some generated images that fit into the frame. For this, I used a software called CapCut. The reason I chose CapCut instead of Adobe Premiere Pro is because it's a good free alternative. You might heard of the phone app, but there is also a desktop app as well. Once that was done, we got something like this in the end. Now that we know which images we plan to use, I imported them into Photoshop. Using generative fill, I got rid of some unwanted subjects and distorted elements. I also resized all of those images into 1920x1080 pixels or a 16:9 aspect ratio. Now that our images are ready, it's time to generate the videos. For this, I use tools like Pika Labs, Sora, Luma AI Stream Machine, Runway ML, and Kling AI. Sora is not currently free. I do have a ChatGPT Plus membership that I use on a daily basis, so this doesn't affect you in any way, as you see in a moment. Links are all in the description. Each tool has its strengths and weaknesses. Since we are doing all of this using free plans, I had to adapt my workflow to make the most of what was available. For instance, Pika Labs generate great animation, but the watermark on the screen can be distracting. Sora sometimes changes the camera angles completely, which can work on your favor or not. Luma AI Stream Machine excels on clock physics but takes forever to generate. Kling AI also takes 3 hours to generate, and it offers a lower resolution. I experimented by using the same image in different tools. I just had to make the most of them by taking only the best part. The generations weren't 100% perfect. For Sora, they didn't animate the rain, so I quickly jumped into After Effects, added a green screen rain, and used the pen tool to mask only the desired parts. This wasn't necessary, but it was an easy fix and less time consuming. I also added extra dust and particles for some videos. In the end, I found myself relying heavily on Runway ML and Kling AI. They gave me more flexibility with their free plans and allowed me to generate a variety of 5-second clips. Sound design is an important part of any trailer. You'll get more of a cinematic punch when you add sound to on-screen visual. Take this scene for example, which doesn't have any sound effects.
Filled with trials that would break the faint of heart.
Now here's the same scene with sound effects added.
Filled with trials that would break the faint of heart.
For this, I went to a site called FilmCrux, which has a free Brahms sound bundle. Next, I visited freesound.org for ambient effects. And finally, I used CapCut's built-in audio library, which has plenty of free sound effects you can use commercially. The best trick to have better sound effects is layering multiple sounds. It makes all the difference in the world. To give the visuals more flavor, I added LUTs. I downloaded the free LUT pack by FilmCrux for this, links in the description. For some shot, I manually adjusted the temperature, contrast, and saturation. For the movie title, I went with the name Ashen Lords. I wanted to ask my audience, but I don't get much engagement on Instagram. And this is a good time to say subscribe to my channel and like this video and follow me on Instagram. It helps me so much and you won't miss out cool projects like this in the future. I got a font from thefont.com, quickly created a logo using Photoshop, and added a coming soon line with some credits.
I removed all the watermarks from the videos using After Effects. First, select the watermark area with the pen tool. Then, change the mode from Add to Subtract. Next, go to Window and select Content Aware Fill. Keep the default settings and click Generate Fill Layer to complete the process.
Then I imported everything into the trailer and hit Export. As I mentioned earlier, this was made entirely using free tools and a laptop. This goes to show how much access we have now to advanced tools. We are moving towards an era where filmmakers can bring their visions to life in a short amount of time. You can check the final video by clicking here. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope you learned something and I will see you in the next video.